All right, guys, today we're gonna be talking about how to find your niche as a videographer slash photographer slash cinematographer slash person that makes media. A little bit of background. I've been doing freelance for about 5 years now. When I first started off, I took any kind of video, photo, gig under the sun. I would do anything and everything just to get paid to do this. I was very much hungry, I was very much desperate, and I literally would do absolutely anything I could to make videos for people. As time has gone on, I have started to realize the value in not taking everything that comes your way. And so today, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to find your niche. First of all, why is it important to have a niche? There's this classic business advice that everyone always gives, which is niche down, niche down, niche down. And I heard this, all the time coming up, and I never really saw the value in it. To this day, I have mentors who tell me that niching down is a bad idea and you shouldn't say no to certain kinds of gigs. And while I do value that opinion, the simple fact is, if you're talking to everyone, if you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one. As a photographer, as a videographer, you have to know specifically who you are looking for. If I'm just shouting out into the void, I make videos, guys, I make videos, somebody, who wants one? Who wants a video? No one wants a video. Bands might want a music video. A company might want a commercial. A lifestyle vlogger might want a short. You gotta be specific about who you're looking to talk to. And if you can get specific, then it's gonna be a lot easier to find those clients. Another thing is that if your portfolio is made up of all this random stuff, people in general, if they see that you made a really great wedding video, it's not gonna be so easy to convince them, I can also make a really good video for your company. Your ability to make a good wedding video probably does mean that you can make a very good video for their company, but you're asking your potential client to imagine what a commercial for them would be like, rather than coming to them with something that looks like exactly what they want and them going, yeah, this is the person. This is the person that we want to do this job. And so I'm not saying you gotta turn down any gig that does not specifically fit your niche. If you get an opportunity to go do something that's not specifically related to what you're trying to do long-term, go do it, go do it. Go get the experience, go do a different kind of video than you're used to. But I think you definitely need to have in mind what your end goal is whenever you're starting this. Number two is you have to dive into your own interests, okay? What do I mean by that? Pretty much it's like, well, in my case, I really loved punk rock, or I still do love punk rock music, but I love punk rock music. And so I started going to punk rock shows with my camera, and sure enough, somebody randomly asked me, oh dude, what kind of camera is that? Oh, do you shoot music videos? Da 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 da. Starts asking me all these questions, and sure enough, because I had gone out into the world, showed my face, had camera in hand, because of that, I connected with somebody who wanted to work with me and who I wanted to work with. I had a lot more fun shooting punk rock concert videos than I did shooting weddings or I did shooting commercials, and it's because it was something I was uniquely interested in. And I got really good feedback from these punk rock clients because they could tell that the person behind the camera not only knew music, but also really had a passion for what they were shooting. There's a difference between being a hired gun and going out there and autofocus versus being somebody who's maybe played music before, knows when a solo is coming up, knows when to really zoom in on the guitarist when they're doing their thing, or knows when a break is about to come in, or knows when a drum solo is about to come in. My unique interest in this area allowed me to kind of understand that moment a little better and anticipate certain beats in the video. And just the simple fact that I was personally invested in what was being shot, it just made the videos better than if I had no interest whatsoever. And so you definitely have to really, really, really dive into your own interests. Your interest can't just be cameras. I mean, they can be. You can be a very technically sound shooter, but that's not going to automatically translate into a really living, breathing video. Me and my brother, we saw a video that somebody had made for one of our clients previously. The client said, hey, this was our video that we got last year from some other videographer, and so do you guys think you could make a video like this? And me and my brother watched it and we're like, this is completely lifeless. This has all of the traits of a really technical, knowledgeable shooter, but not someone who has any sort of personal investment in what's being shot. The whole idea behind video is that you're trying to capture emotion. Painting by numbers here, it's gonna come through really flat. It's gonna come through really cold. Ultimately, what a client is paying for is to feel something. Like when somebody wants their wedding shot, do you think they want the security camera footage up in the corner of the banquet hall? Or do you think they want a perfect close-up in focus of the groom's reaction when the bride is walking in? It is 100% about capturing emotion. And so if you, the shooter, have no emotion and you're not locked in and you're not really feeling what's happening, that's gonna come through on the video. As the shooter, you are literally like the conduit through which people who are watching your video get to experience this moment secondhand. If you are in that moment with your camera and you're not personally connected to what's going on, that's gonna come through in the video, I'm telling you right now. And so, first things first, niche down, and second, pursue something you are genuinely interested in. For me, that was punk rock. For you, that could be any number of things. So Naval Ravikant talks about this idea of specific knowledge, and pretty much what it is it's something that you can't learn out of a book, something that you can't be taught. It's a unique combination of your interests. So in this case, videography plus punk rock, videography plus, I don't know, karate, I don't know. Pretty much you have to not just learn videography, but you've got to go out and you've got to start really diving into all the things that interest you, all the things that really make you feel alive. And it doesn't have to be what's hot right now. In fact, I would really encourage you not to just pursue something because it's hot or pursue something because it's, you know, it's popping off right now. That's something that's not gonna have a lot of staying power. You really gotta find something that you personally have a lot of interest in. For me, it was punk rock. For you, it might be something totally different. But you gotta develop specialized knowledge in your craft in order to set yourself apart from every other videographer. Because here's the thing, how many videographers are there out there? What's that number? It's a high number. Okay. Now, how many wedding videographers are there out there? I'm talking about wedding videographers that are specifically, that's their niche. That's a smaller number. Okay, let's add some other qualifying element to it. How many wedding videographers are there out there that can make this specific type of wedding video or have this specific skill that makes them able to, you know, I don't know, shoot a video way better? I'm thinking about me personally. So another one of my interests is fitness. And because I really love running and because I really love weightlifting, I'm able to lug around this Z-Cam, which is very heavy once it's rigged out. I'm able to lug that around for hours. Whereas, you know, maybe if I wasn't interested in physical fitness, I would not be able to do that. I mean, there's times where I'm out on a shoot and my forearms are literally burning because I've just been lugging around this huge camera the whole time. But that gives me an edge. I've been shooting in some scenarios where, you know, I'm shooting a product and it's an axle. It's a huge trailer axle, and it's freaking 200 pounds, and I have to put that up on my back and carry it to different locations because I want to get different angles of it. Now, could I have asked for help to go move the axle? Yeah, but at that point, I'm relying on someone else to get my job done. You have something about you that is really unique to you. You have special talents, special interests, things that to you feel like play. So for me, it's weightlifting, for me, it's running. But to other people, they feel like work. If you're able to hone in on those few interests or those few skills that to other people look like work, but to you, they look like play, if you're able to hone in on those and are able to combine them with your skill of creating video, it's going to turn you into an absolute beast of a videographer, photographer, what have you. When it comes to video, you gotta know what kind of videos there are to niche into. So you could be a shooter that primarily does weddings. You can be a shooter that primarily does concert videos. You can be a shooter that primarily shoots in a verite style, and it's all documentary type stuff, reality type stuff. You can be someone who's really good at shooting products and shooting commercials. You can be someone who's really, really good at directing people, and your skill is in the face-to-face kind of like connecting with your subject. There are directors who shoot reality style stuff, and because of their ability to make someone who they're filming feel comfortable about being on camera, because let's face it, it's not very comfortable to be on camera, to be recorded, to be watched. There are directors who are able to soften up their subject, get them to loosen up, get them to talk more freely, and this in and of itself is a skill and a type of shooting. There's documentaries, there's films, there's wildlife shooting. I mean, if you're somebody who likes hunting, you could very easily use your knowledge of like the moon cycles and stuff to know what animals are out in what season and blah, 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 blah. See, this is a case where somebody who has more knowledge about this stuff would be able to tell me. And that's the beauty in this, is you have something very special about you. You do have kind of you probably have really weird aspects of your personality that make you different and make you into a weirdo, but lean into those. Lean into the stuff that makes you weird, because that's where your edge comes from. This is very much a game of iteration. You're not gonna get it right on the first go around, and that's perfectly fine. The goal here is not to figure it out instantly from the get-go and never have to make any adjustments or changes to your plan. Adaptability is going to be something that is going to give you an edge here. You want to be someone who can say, I've been doing this kind of shooting for a really long time now, but I really think I want to lean into this other thing because I see a way where I could do it and where it could be interesting, or it could be, different. I have a friend who literally all of his videos are car videos. I'm telling you right now, if you ask me to go out and shoot a car video, I mean, it would be fine, I'm sure, but it's not going to be to the level where, I don't know anything about cars. So if you ask me to go out and shoot a car, I'm going to capture what's interesting to a lay person, but I don't have that insight into the anatomy of cars or even the psychology of a car enjoyer that I would know how to shoot that. But this friend of mine, he makes good money, and he's really well known in that side of the industry. And so, I mean, that's the thing, guys, is, don't feel like you got to market yourself to every single kind of a client, because I'm telling you right now, in an attempt to reach everyone, you're going to end up with far less business than if you would have been picky about your client. Don't be afraid to be picky about the kinds of people you work with. This is your career. This is your life. You got to lean into those areas where you have a competitive edge. I know one girl who pretty much the only thing she does is she shoots weddings, and she's absolutely killer at it. And because she is pretty much only focused on weddings, she's getting flown out to foreign countries just to go shoot people's weddings because they see her stuff, and instead of going, she's a good photographer, but I don't know if she could do what we're looking for, they go, oh wow, she's done this wedding and this wedding and this wedding and this wedding. You get used to shooting a certain style of content, and you kind of develop your own voice, and you kind of develop your own style, and eventually you get super, super refined and super, super sharp at doing one kind of thing. I forget, there's some quote by some martial artist where they say, I'm not scared of the fighter that's practiced 1,000 kicks once, but rather the one that's practiced one kick 1,000 times. Obviously, don't shy away from having range, and always take on projects that interest you, but also don't be afraid to say no to certain kind of things. I'm at a point now where I'm turning away certain projects just because I go, yeah, that's not kind of the stuff that I'm looking to do. And in a weird turn of events, I've ended up making more saying no than if I would have just said yes to everything. Don't be afraid to narrow down on that specific thing that you are uniquely interested in. And yeah, that's all I got for this one.